What's going on, people? Glad y'all could join me this evening. Derek Jackson here, by the way, and if you're new here, I encourage people to be the best versions of themselves, starting with the relationship they have with themselves, and of course that spills out to other relationships they have after that. Now, as you can see by the title, we got a great one today. We're going to talk about the lies that we tell on love. Not all of them, man, but a couple of them that came to mind once I got this DM from this young lady today. But before we do that, let's do a quick 10-second mic check. Let me know if you can hear and see me okay in the comments by commenting your city and state. What city and state are you tuning in from? If you can hear and you can see me okay right now, comment your city, comment your state, that way I can know, or just press the like button on the stream. When I see the reactions, I know that you guys can hear and see me okay. All right, good. We are in the game. So yeah, I got this comment, well, actually it was a DM from a young lady asking, D, why is it that my ex comes back over and over again? Doesn't seem that he's making any changes, but he keeps on coming back. He's not a horrible dude, but it's the same in terms of the actions, in terms of the end result of hurt. Why is it that he even comes back if he just wants to have his fun? Why won't he just do that out there? Let me say this. I think sometimes what confuses us is that we're dealing with a person that communicates that they love us. Like, and I'm talking about in action form. They do things that are loving, they express a lot of emotions. Again, there's a longevity there, and it says love. But if you're in a situation where things are not getting any better from something that destroyed a relationship, things are not getting any better from that deal breaker, yet there's a repetitive coming back, a repetitive excuse making, a repetitive storytelling, a begging and crying, but there's literally no evidence of any change, that's not love that's bringing that person back at that point. That's convenience that's bringing that person back. And again, let me be very clear. This doesn't mean that if a dude comes back in your life and says that he's made some changes, he's automatically just there for convenience, he don't love you or nothing like that. No. Because he may have really felt like, hey, I've seen who I need to see. I've healed what I need to heal. I've dealt with whatever I need to deal with, and I'm ready to show up in a whole different way. Even if it doesn't pan out, that may be why he may really be under that impression. But if he keeps coming back with the same old games, you're his favorite rug, his favorite chew toy, his favorite punching bag. That's all that is. Now the question comes, why do you keep letting him back in? And I think the reason why a lot of women let a dude like this back in, or at least these circumstances, back into their life, is the same circumstances why a lot of women stay in toxic relationships much longer than they should. Now, y'all can get up here in these comments and judge the next woman, judge this one that's in my DMs all you want to, but somebody keep it real with me and say, if you've ever stayed in a toxic relationship much longer than you knew you should have stayed in that toxic relationship, like at the time you knew, I need to get out of here, and you didn't immediately get out of there. Somebody put I down in the chat if you could. Somebody can keep it real with me, man. Let me know I'm not talking to myself. Okay, I see the eyes in there now. So it's the exact same thing, and I've heard people say the exact same reason. Well, I stayed because I loved him. Granted, there are situations where you may love a person, so you're going to ride through the ups and you're going to ride through the downs. You know, the good outweigh the bad. You see the progress. Yeah, whatever happened hurt. But you have enough evidence to go on and you love this person, like cool. But 9 times out of 10, when you stay in a relationship, a toxic one, much longer than you should have, the reason is actually rooted in fear. It's not love. Fear is starting over. A fear that that person is going to take everything that you invested into them and they're going to give it to somebody else. Or they're going to be something for everybody else that you wanted the entire time. Somebody put I down in the chat if you can relate to any of these. If this is any of the reason you ever stayed in a toxic relationship way too long in the past. Soul ties. This person is just familiar. This person feels like home, even if the home is toxic. But not love. Not love. And even whenever we look at the positive side and we say, you know what? This dude treats this girl like this because he loves her and stuff like that. Again, I'm not here to be nobody's buzzkill, but I'm going to be real. A lot of times we're not looking at love in those situations. We're looking at what's going on internally with that person, and it's spilling out to that person on the outside, because love does not override a person's capacity. Love doesn't override a person's growth or lack thereof. So whenever we look at somebody and we say, oh, this, this, that, and the other, let me be very clear. Love is the motivator, but the growth, the capacity, the evolution, that's where the execution is on how a person shows up in a relationship, how a dude shows up for you in a relationship, good or bad. is going to be about where he's at in terms of his growth. So if you have a dude who's only grown up mentally, emotionally, internally to the level of a child, a 4 or 5-year-old, he may love you with all of his heart and all of his soul, but the way he shows up is going to reflect that of where he's at in terms of that growth. So in order to keep you in his life, now his love looks like tantrums. It looks like a lot of manipulation. It looks like control. It looks like intimidation. That's what it looks like. It looks like maybe trying to buy your love, things like that. Something that a child would do if a child was trying to work out how to, operate in a grown-up's body. However, on the other end, if a man is truly evolved internally, he's evolved and he's healed, he's developed his capacity, he has wisdom from experiences, from mentorship, just from time on this earth, then what you're going to see that love being reflected as in terms of how it's executed is healthy communication, patience with you, kindness, conflict resolution, working with you on some things, being patient with you whenever you're the one that's messing up, forgiving you whenever you're the one that's messing up, being accountable again whenever he's the one that's wrong. Him taking initiative to go and find out how he can be better for you instead of you having to beg and plead and lecture him and try to figure out which therapist y'all gonna see that he gonna find a problem with and not even want to go see. Like, he's the one that's going to take that onus of being a better person and showing up well, because that's where he's at in terms of his growth as an adult internally. That's where the capacity comes from. So sometimes we like to look at love as having too much credit for the good or getting all the blame for the bad, when really what we're looking at is a person's capacity. We always say, oh, you love somebody, you wouldn't hurt them. That's not true. Until you deal with the hurt inside of you, you're going to hurt others outside of you that try to love you, even if you truly love them back. That's why whenever you date, and that's why I always stress it, man, don't look for somebody to just love you. Anybody can love you. A good man, a bad man, in-between man can love you. The difference is who's going to love you properly. That's going to be an evolved man. That where it's not just the passion and the desire and the motivation to be there in your life, but rather the capacity to show up in a way that adds value to your life, that adds value to your singleness. He's an upgrade from whatever it is that you had going on just strictly by yourself, and just strictly by yourself wasn't so bad anyway. But he came in and still turned that up. That's what an evolved man does. Now, of course, an evolved man is looking for 7 very specific traits in a woman that you must exude from day one in order to stand out from others, because a lot of y'all are just competing with each other. I'm gonna be real with you, ladies. A lot of y'all competing with each other instead of understanding how to position yourself for the blessing that you deserve in a relationship that you're looking for. Now, I talk more about this subject in my free masterclass, Secrets to Making an Evolved Man Crave You. If you want access to that and you haven't yet, registration is free, but it's limited. Go ahead and click the link, get access now before it comes down to that free masterclass. Moderators, put it in the comments if you can. But moral of the story is this, man. You can't blame love for everything. You can't give it credit for everything. A lot of times what we're looking at is something a lot bigger than love. And that's the reason why for a healthy relationship to exist, for a healthy relationship to sustain, you need a lot more than love. Love alone won't do it. And love alone didn't make you do all the other failed attempts that you had. I promise you that. But y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Again, I'll holler at y'all later. Enjoyed y'all in this stream. Share this stream if you